Hello and welcome to the Moinescape podcast. I am Matt Moody, joined by DJ Mitchell, here to go over Thursday, October 30th, NHL Daily Fantasy Slate. Let's get into it.
You're saying they're looking like an idiot.
Well, is that any different than normal?
This is the first time I will admit was unbelievably wrong.
DJ, we're going to need to figure out something because I think we've got two low energy demons over here today. How you doing?
Full of life, full of love, full of happiness. What are you talking about? The Sabres are only 1 point out of the playoffs. How can I possibly be upset?
How could I have forgotten that? I guess I should have thought about it in the context of, the Leafs are getting murdered. What does that mean for the Sabres? It means DJ thinks the Sabres are going to beat the Leafs all year now. So there you go.
It starts in Boston tomorrow. It's the first game on the slate for us to cover. My biggest problem is that last night I had a hockey game until midnight, and then I had to be at a work meeting at 7:30 a.m. So not tired at all, getting home, needing to fall asleep, getting up at 6:30. That did hurt the enthusiasm before we started. But you know what? Now that we're live, the fans are here. We have DFS Bong Rip City. How could we possibly not be having fun? So yeah, let's I say we get right into it and we try to keep this one under 110 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. We've got 11 games on the docket here. If I remember how to share things, if you're on YouTube, or if you're on the podcast feed, head over to DJ's YouTube channel if you would like some visual accompaniment to this episode. I will mention, because it's kind of a normal thing now, that there'll be no newsletter for the Friday slate. One, I'm too busy, and two, it is a 4 o'clock, a 7 o'clock, and a 10 o'clock slate. I'm guessing it'll be one main slate at 4, but it's Nevada Day, I believe. So, or maybe it's for Halloween. I don't know, but I think that's Nevada Day too, in Vegas. So that's an afternoon game on Friday. So 4 o'clock, and then there's only 2 other games. So I'm not going to bother. Again, too busy, and we'll be back on probably next week. I haven't looked at the schedule, but as a reminder, my newsletter, moods.beehive.com. I go over the marquee slates. So anytime there's a flagship contest, I review that on the newsletter. And also about once a week, I preview a DFS slate, for the next day. So make sure you subscribe there. Plus anything else I'm thinking about or want to write about, you can dig through the archives if you are so inclined to see what I've been completely right about in the past, and certainly what I've been wrong about in the past.
And
which
capitalized financially on for massive, massive profits. Sorry, what?
Yes.
I'm adding more.
The Moods Dudes next game bump is unmatched. Just take a Moods dude, play him the next game. Oh, you're golden. If he gets moved to the fourth line, who the fuck cares? He's going for 55, baby. I
think I'm going to start doing that, actually. The next time you write an article, I'm going to say I'm fading this guy, and then I'm bringing it back the next slate. And I am just gonna, and if it continues to print, boy, will I be happy. Thank you for doing that, Matt. But you should have really put it just like on you only. I think that's an option.
I don't know how to do that.
There we go.
There we go. All right. I literally don't know how you did that. So DJ, the producer, got over here.
It's not that hard. There's I clicked like one button. Okay. Anyways, though. We have, honestly, was it 11, 12, 13 games? I can't even remember right now.
I think it's 11. Let me see. Yeah, 11.
11. Yeah, okay. Not
Rainbow
too bad.
Sheet. Rainbow Sheet is in order. I will note that we are once again looking at pretty high goal totals across the NHL to start the season, which is interesting because usually that's based on power plays. There's new rules or whatever. This is all at 5-on-5, so obviously it's relatively small samples, so take it with a grain of salt, but only one game here at 5-on-5 profiles that have below 5 goals. That seems pretty strong, given this is only 5-on-5 and the power play is where at least a sizable portion of scoring comes from. So there's a lot of scoring in the early days. I don't know what that means for you, but I just found that interesting because you look at the expected goals and the expected goal paces are pretty normal, right around the 5 being the middle and, upper end 6, lower end 4. Like that all feels about right. It's just that the goals are trending up. Maybe that sticks. Probably doesn't, though, given historical precedents there. As far as matchups go, we have Minnesota hosting Pittsburgh and New Jersey and San Jose that I believe will get sizable ownership. Winnipeg hosting Chicago, another spot. Anything else stand out to you as far as like clear and obvious ownership spots as we get started?
The chalk sniffer was out. I was planning on saying, what's going to be sneaky or not. I honestly, I don't even like I say sneaky, but like I think Minnesota is going to be the chalk. Either that's the me hedging my sniffing bet that I love them on the slate. Maybe that's just my eyes like leading to that, but I do think that kind of feels like the chalk spot. It's a home minus 175, 6.5. I think it's technically the highest total there. Nah, the second highest total. It's like them and the Devils, and those are the two. But I almost wonder if maybe, you know, people just sneak over to that home wild side. But yeah, we can get started. I don't know if you disagree with any of that, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I gave my take. I think those 3 teams will be the most owned.
yeah,
Where it goes from there, I'm not sure. It looks like actually Carolina has a monster team total. That game's a 6.5.
yeah.
Again, if the score app's not lying to me, so maybe Carolina enters
It
that fray. But
it actually is 6.5, and they are just as big a favorites as the
yeah,
Devils. So yeah, no, but we can get right into it. I mean, let's get, America's team, the Buffalo Sabres, is the first team on the docket. I feel like if 5 years ago you would have said, Buffalo minus 110 at Boston, just a dead pick 'em, I would have been like, dang, Sabres must be really good. Sadly, both teams are pretty bad. The Bruins are very bad offensive or defensively. The Sabres are, I think, good defensively, but for whatever reason, they just find a way to not win
for
games.
whatever
Like
reason, they're bad.
yeah, but it's impressive. Like the goaltending is one of the better in the NHL as far as with Lions in net. It's been very good. I guess Colton Ellis as well, but whatever. And the defense, the penalty kill, and yet somehow they're like a 500 team that started the year 0-3. I like them in this spot because, like I said, Boston's been really, really bad defensively, but I don't know if it's. I think the problem with the Sabres is, as you can see, the power play sort of spread out. It's gotten very expensive. Tage Thompson, 8,200 is, on par with other, many of the upper echelon plays on the slate. Like he's like the seventh most expensive play, right around the price of Nikita Kucherov, just a couple hundred less than Leon Draisaitl. Like you're really, really paying through the nose for him. And Zach Benson just doesn't do enough for me at 5,300 to make it feel cohesive. So are you getting skinny with the Sabres? Are you going to the dome line? I mean, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this game feels pretty gross. Jordan Greenway
Yeah.
is back for Buffalo. They're still doing the Timmins power pair, which I
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really sure why. Matthias Samuelson, I guess people played him last slate and it worked for them, so congratulations. But yeah, there's really no there's no obvious punt play. I don't think Greenway's just not a guy for DFS necessarily. And yeah, Josh Stone's been really good, but I worry a little bit about ownership
Yeah.
there, just given, it's going to be a 3.5 team total and he's 3,600 on the top power play. Like, if I'm playing him, it's probably with an overpriced Alex Tuck or, a no power play Ryan McLeod or a Tage, but again, that's going to be how people fit Tage. It's just smashing, Tage, Doan stuff in there with Matthias Samuelson, apparently. So all in all, I want to see the decor really shake itself out, I think, before I get too crazy about Buffalo. But I don't think this game is warranting a 6.5 whatsoever.
No, I agree with that. I think it's one of those situations in any sport where it's like, yeah, there's obvious upside in the Sabres in this matchup, but at potential ownership plus the fact that they're just frankly overpriced, I just don't really think it's a good play in daily fantasy on this, pretty big slate. So I think it's a no for me. On the other side, the top line, top power play. Geeky, Lindholm, Pasternak, McAvoy got involved a little bit last game. Look, obviously he's out there all the fucking time. Both of these teams really have given up quite a bit of Corsi against that F 5-on-5. So it's not like you couldn't talk yourself into the Bruins at less ownership. But again, I think the Sabres are pretty, you're saying like, oh, well, the Power and Timmins pair isn't great. It's like, they have 6 pretty good defensemen. You really want to target this team.
The thing to note here is that mid-game, Boston went down early and then changed their lines and then came back and won 5-2. Their lines were, let's see, I'll just bring this over for the YouTube people. Kuznetsov, Elias Lindholm, Pasternak, Janot, Minton, Geeky, Middlestat, Zaka, Arvidsson, Isimok, Kastelich, and Corrali. So I don't know if this sticks or not. Like, is Kuznetsov going to be top line? I don't think so. But he could be, like that could be the case. Minton, Geeky, Janot is relatively interesting. I'm pretty sure it was last Slate or maybe in the newsletter or something. I was writing about or saying how Minton would be interesting if he gets to play with good players. Well, Morgan Geeky is, I guess, the second best option you have here in Boston. So go ahead. What?
No, I just said that's not great, but
yeah, exactly. But it's better than Tanner Janot and Isimont, so it's a step up. Minton is 2,500. Keep an eye on that if he's playing with Geeky. I think he's at least he still doesn't have the power play time, which is certainly tough, but he is relied upon defensively. Like, there's some outs at 2,500 that I would not just rule him out completely. But yeah, with Kuznetsov heading up there, he's done absolutely nothing. He doesn't look like much of anything as an NHL player, especially offensively. So it feels gross. I'm somewhat interested if it's the full top line. But we should get a full morning skate tomorrow to broadcast what lines will be. If we don't, though, keep an eye on it, and that would be I guess an edge. But again, I don't think Kuznetsov is the edge we're all looking for here. And also, Hampus Lindholm returned to the lineup.
Yep.
So let's see. That just shifted. Lowry was a scratch, wasn't he?
Yeah, Lowry was a scratch.
That's awesome.
I think Boston wants to be more boring. I think this lineup, if they do make the change, makes them more boring. I think it just lowers the potential good Corsi matchup that I was sort of alluding to at 5-on-5. It felt like there could be pace to this game. I think it's going to kind of slip away, and I do think that some people.
Is this guy Aspiro?
April Spritz is his name.
Yes, April Spritz here paired with Yoki Haru. Okay, well,
it's an interesting pairing. I mean, I was in Italy. They were great. Jonathan S. Perot.
Well, I'm guessing it's not Esperat, but
you're missing an R. No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I just didn't have his name in. I didn't know what his first name was because I have no idea who this man is.
It's a little bit small on my screen. My apologies. I couldn't see. He had 4 blocks. I mean, blocks bonus. System was jamming.
Great. Fantastic.
Okay.
Let's just Nashville. That's it.
Yeah.
Nashville and Philadelphia. This game should be fairly quick. I don't know what to expect. I can't imagine anything interesting happens here that draws my attention. Let's do a quick vibe check on Matthew Wood's time on ice last game, because I believe saying he played 8 minutes the game before. Like, I'm sure now he played 17 and 14. Still much better than the game before, but whatever. Forsberg played 17, O'Reilly 21. So that's fake. It's fake top line value is what I'm going after here. The second that shifts, I'm very interested in him as a fantasy guy. I want to see what he can bring to the table, but I think we would need an injury to Marchessault, Stamkos, Forsberg to really see that. And even if that happens, it's just going to be, smashing in Bunting or, Michael McCarron or whatever the hell, who cares? It's the Nashville Predators without Roman Josi. Also, Adam Wilsby got hurt. I don't know. This team sucks. Just don't play them. And Philadelphia is fine. So I would not touch Nashville with a 10-foot pole. DJ, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not interested at all. I don't know what even the angle is here other than Forsberg is 6,800. He hasn't been great, but the price feels good. But yeah, I just maybe you one off him if you're feeling insane. But I'm not. So
Yeah. The Tennessean has an article. Andrew Burnett's plan for Steven Stamkos to score at center repeats old mistakes. So,
their plan should be to get rid of Stamkos at all cost and probably fire Burnett at this point. That should be the plan. We
yep.
move over to the Philadelphia Flyers. Top line, all correlated. Of course, Owen Tippett, just ruined my night early by not getting a point. But again, it is a Roman Josi, and I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go insane over the Willsby situation, but he is an analytics, player that people seem to think is useful, and he was getting a lot of run, and that means a new player will have to play that is probably worse than him. So Roman Josi, a huge loss, but not to be, that was his partner, right? Like that was the top pair before Josi went down, and now both of them are out. So who slots in? Not an NHLer. Does that give you any feeling on the Philadelphia Flyers either way? I mean, I've mentioned this Noah Cates line. Noah Cates has flat out been pretty good. Tyson Forster's flat out been pretty good. Bobby Brink was the guy that kind of seemingly was the engine last game. Like, could you go that route?
Yeah, the top line is getting more expensive. So that's a little bit worrying.
I
Like
think the Cates, Forster, Brink lines stayed about the same.
I mean,
you said the top line, right? The one that gets the most
yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Well, okay, whatever. That's I'm not finding the energy from Nashville, Philly, DJ.
Because
So
Noah Cates had 22 minutes, Forster had 20, Brink had 18, but he didn't kill penalties like the other guys. So I just wondered which top line you're talking about. Just want to make sure on this,
right, makes sense. Well,
which
I mean,
power play score was it the Brink
it is
Cates
Trevor
Forster
Zegras.
power play?
We
Did
are
they play
saying
more
this
minutes?
is Trevor Zegras' team now. So 3,800 Zegras.
Yeah. I mean, like which power play had more run? Like I think you should invert those colors as well. I'm just trying to give facts. So the point, Sam York power play one with Forrester, Cates, Brink, and Zegras.
Still not working. No, but if anyone wants to hire someone and pay me money to do hockey, that would be great because the job that I do to make money is draining me. But the Matt Moody hat. I don't know. What does the hat look like?
His father, John Misty.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
he plays music professionally.
Okay. Well, I know this, DJ. You've made me listen to his music before. Comedy.
Pretty good.
How about that? Comedy, right?
It's pure comedy, but that's close. It's
pure
pretty
comedy.
Good.
Damn it. Okay.
That's a song and an album. Anyways, so back on track before people the 12s of people turn us off. All 12 of them. No, I actually legitimately.
Live count is 7. DJ live count.
I
7.
see that.
So
I legitimately don't think that you're an idiot. You play Cates, Forrester, and Brink.
Thanks,
it's a bad game.
Harris.
Cates, Forrester, Brink. Cates, Forrester, Brink. Can you please?
Zegras, Michkov. Okay, got it.
Perfect.
Calgary at Ottawa. I mean the Calgary Revenge Tour just continuing to lose every single night. 2-8-1 Calgary Flames. Yeah, they're really bad. Parake stayed on the power play 1 for the entirety of last game, which was cool. Let's see, that got him up to 16 minutes on the night. So, this isn't quite Brandt Clark level because, Brandt Clark is a proven NHL player who is significantly better than the other right-handed options on his team. Meanwhile, Calgary has Rasmus Anderson and Mackenzie Weegar. But it's not great when your up-and-coming prospect is playing, 14, 15 minutes a night and you're on a absolute death train to nowhere as a franchise. You should probably avoid that. But they don't pay me to give advice, so here we are. Huberdeau, Frost, Kadri is what they rolled out as a fully correlated top power play. Coronado returned to the lineup on the 4th line. but he was power play 1. So, I mean, I guess I was clamoring for it, and here it is. We got it. So that's
Coronado great. For Devin Levi 1-for-1. Do it now.
Oh man, imagine they were just like, actually, it's the goalie's fault that we're bad. We need a new goalie.
They don't have a backup, but that doesn't matter. It's not the fault. I'm not blaming. I'm really, Wolf has not been that bad.
Their starter their starter has been horrendous. That's the problem.
He hasn't been good. Okay, let's get into what people care about. They certainly don't tune in for our goalie takes. Huberdeau, Kadri, and Frost played a million minutes. Like Coronado got 11, but that was largely due to the power play. That fourth line barely touched the ice. The bottom six just wasn't playing much. They were going all out. This is a team that is spiraling, like you said, and they are certainly putting as much run on these top guys as possible. The backline line, frankly, stunk. Farabee kind of just was out there more because they need anybody with any semblance of offense, yet he doesn't see the power play, which makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. It's top line or bust is all I'm really trying to say here. Priek is not probably worth the squeeze anymore. People will still probably go to it. He didn't really profile to be a prolific rate shooter, so I don't know. I mean, you're stacking the Flames first off. Good fucking luck. I don't know. I mean, it's not really a plan, but if you decided that Ottawa sucks and they have been bad, top line, move on.
Ottawa side, let's check. They had a back-to-back, so I just want to make sure everything stayed intact in their game. They played Chicago, so
yeah, they were getting shit pumped and they came back, but they didn't really do anything that I noticed too substantially. Like Stützle, Batherson, Cousins was the team, and everyone else was sort of around. And I mean, they lost 7-3, but like everyone else was bad. Shocker. And that's sort of the point I'm making. Like I get an angle of like the Flames in a very, very small vacuum. It's not for me, for someone else maybe, but on the other side, I'm really not that interested in here either. Like, I get Batherson's a good price, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm expecting line changes after that game. No practice today, of course, with them playing a back-to-back. So on Thursday, I'm expecting a full morning skate, and I am expecting a new friend for at least Drake Batherson. He's 5,100, but if it's Stützle Batherson, I'm certainly interested. If it's Cousins Batherson, I'm also relatively interested because, again, we are just fading Calgary every night. I think Jake Sanderson plus Batherson plus, whoever his line mate is, or maybe two line mates, if they're both good, is a completely viable way to go here. I'm not very high in Ottawa as a team or franchise either. Like I didn't really see it last year, and especially about Brady Tkachuk, I don't see it now. But you could squint and see very well priced team in what I think is a very good matchup, and likely a better matchup than the field does, because again, I hate the Calgary Flames. They are horrendous. Dallas at Tampa. More to come on the Ottawa stuff in the morning. Yeah. Dallas at Tampa. Very fun game in terms of the teams. Not very fun when you look at the rainbow sheet. I was showcasing the rainbow sheet off the bat, and this is the one game that when you look at their 5-on-5 goals, those trends and smash them together, you get a 2.3 total goal pace in this game. That helps. It helps that Dallas just played a 1-0 game against the Capitals. That'll always, fare low when it comes to any sort of trend like that. But every other game is double that, in the 5+ range, or even 6+ in a few cases. So you are fighting a bit uphill when it comes to strictly trends. But DJ, I mean, you don't play the games on paper, and on the ice, these are two relatively fun hockey teams, right? Like, what are your thoughts on Dallas at Tampa?
I mean, it is a 6.5 total. It's plus money on that over, but it doesn't profile to be an over at 6.5. Tampa minus 142. Again, they're home. I guess, whatever, but Dallas is frankly the side I'm more interested in because they just aren't going to get a lot of ownership. They were 11-7. Do they do 11-7 again? If they do 11-7 again, I'm pretty interested in Robertson, Johnston, Bjork, Rantanen, kind of that combination. Maverick Bjork had 18 minutes. Power play too.
Please stop. Please don't do this. Do not do this. Bork. There's no J.
Bork.
It's not Bjork.
I said Maverick Bjork. I don't think I did.
You absolutely did.
I'm too tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night.
I'll
take my L, but I'm not trying to do this. Maverick Bjork. There it is. Maverick Bjork. Did I do it again?
You did.
Bork.
Yes.
Bork?
Yes.
Like a dog?
Do you know who plays on the other team, DJ?
Nikita Kucherov.
Well, close. Who maybe shares the ice with him when maybe a guy is bad and goes to the box?
Point?
Okay, and
Bjorkstrand?
there you go. You're saying Bork as if it's Bjork.
So it's Bork. All right, fine. Maverick Bork. Like
God,
Bork.
we found another
like
Dylan Sprong, didn't we?
I feel like you're splitting hairs a little too much on this one. I feel like it wasn't that bad, but you find this humorous, and the Discord will make fun of me, so everyone wins. The point I'm making about Maverick is he played 18 minutes. He played power play too. He's getting significant role. He's 3K with really good players.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters here. If you pronounce his name right or wrong and you play him and he scores, because he is a goal scorer, you'll be happy at 3K. I think it's a good, it feels sneaky.
Yeah,
that's not wrong.
I do like that. It makes me slightly less interested in the Harley Heiskanen of the world. I mean, I don't think I'm ever playing Lindell, but he's 3,300, so whatever. But, instead of getting 27 minutes as a ceiling, I'm pretty sure 25, 24, even, Harley played 21 last game. It's just their ceiling because there's an extra body to rotate through. Capobianco only played 5 minutes, but guess what? Like, they could have played, in the past, they've played a guy like Petrovic for 5 minutes as a sixth man. And, Niels Lundqvist in the playoffs played 2 minutes. And, so we've seen this from this club before, really relying on these horses. If they go 11-7, it's just less time on ice in general. So that's the only downside to it. But on the forwards, you're exactly right. We've seen them double shift to Rantanen, Wyatt Johnston, Robertson, but now they're going to have the double shift guys like Sagan and Bork and, even Sam Steele is up.
Could even think Ritzkoven. Sorry.
That's right. Ritzkovian.
Ritzkovian. That's right.
Yeah.
That was close.
That guy getting second power play time.
Yeah. And 12 minutes is indicative of a problem. And that problem is depth in Dallas, which is normally not their problem. I mean, making a joke, but actually a point there. It's like they're having to play players that are normally on the Houston? What is their team name? What is the AHL team?
They're the Texas Stars.
There's the Texas Stars. Yeah, you're right. There's Texas Stars now. But yeah, I like this Dallas side just fine. Tampa's not been very good defensively. This game doesn't profile very well from an analytics standpoint. It's a 5.5, but they're underdogs. I like this side more, but we can move over to the Tampa side unless there's any last points you wanted to make here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mikko Rantanen is certainly going to be lower owned than Robertson and Johnston, just given the performance on the season. And I don't know. I would at least consider Sagan plus Rantanen because, I mean, Sagan's not been good, and it doesn't help that Matt Duchene's out and, all the chemistry they have and whatnot. But Tyler Sagan was legitimately awesome last year, and there's been no rumblings of Sagan being injured. So getting 20-plus minutes, playing on the top power play for Sagan, almost, not glued to Rantanen because Rantanen does float around the lineup, but certainly in a, massive role for Sagan, 4,400 does feel too cheap. So again, he could just be hurt and dust and it's done, but I haven't heard anything like that. So as the price falls, I get more and more interested, especially as the role continues to grow by necessity. For Tampa, Gensel, Point, Kucherov, my guy, Charles Edward Destow scored on the turbo slate for me, which was great. Yesterday, I was awesome. I was like the second best lineup in every single turbo mid showdown late slate. But it didn't matter because System had the best lineup. But Destow almost got me over the hill, which was kind of fun because I was just like, oh, they go 6 defensemen instead of 7. I need a punt. Why don't I just play this guy? And he actually scored a freaking goal. So this dude was a monster in the SHL. I don't know. If they go 60 again, I would have no problem clicking it. But it's not often they go 6 defensemen. So keep an eye on what Tampa does. Otherwise, it's the main dudes.
Like he got a lot more minutes at 17. He was a +3, not out there for a single goal against. Like it might not feel like a 1-game sample size means that much, but it probably means that that 17 minutes could repeat. So at 2,500 for a guy that has a profile as being a player that can, do things offensively, even if he's a little bit older, it doesn't matter. Like if you're looking at punts, people will go to Kesselring likely before him. I'm not saying that's entirely wrong, but like,
look at this
what?
hockey game, by the way, on
You gotta make that a lot bigger, man.
The Nashville Tampa game. Well,
I think if
news
you
for
right
you.
click and then
There's nothing.
never mind. I don't use Max.
Magnify.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do it on my own. Yeah, whatever. I'm looking at it, but yeah, Desto was very up there in the good camp.
Well, just like the entire Tampa team just throttled Nashville. They're dead. Just funny.
Yeah,
I had not looked at that until this point. So yeah, what Tampa did that was weird, or the reason why this happened is they put Curtis Douglas in the lineup and then played him like 3 minutes on the second line, which was basically them just saying we only need 11 forwards, but we don't need an extra defenseman. Which I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they think they need a literal goon in their lineup, but they do. And so that we'll take advantage of that for fantasy. It means minutes are out the wazoo for, Kucherov, Hagel, Cirelli, Point. Gensel doesn't really get defensive minutes, so a bit less so, but they're all going to be out there together. You can play Hagel with Kucherov if you want to save some money. You can play Cirelli if you're really feeling frisky, but it just means that Tampa's a little bit more interesting whenever they have a shortened bench like they do with 11 forwards. So, anything else you want to add here? Oh, Dominic James, you mentioned him. People played him last slate, so maybe I was just wrong. Like you had him in a lineup, and I was like, what are you doing? But I don't know. Power play time, like semi prospecty, like certainly not great, but was a decent college player. So maybe there's something there on the third line centering Bjorkstrand.
Yep, the old minimum salary, the Stowe James connection. Can't wait. The slate winners there. Islanders at Carolina. Islanders went off and scored, I believe, 2 goals in the first 2 shots of the game. It felt like against Boston, and went on to lose 5-2. Could there be changes? I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But regardless, for now, Horvat, Drouin, Barzal, Palmieri have all been very, very good. Matthew Schaefer, of course, we also mentioned him again. He's been a revelation for this team. But is it gonna, is there the good times here to roll? I don't know. I mean, they put up a good number of shots. Schaefer played 24 minutes, power play, penalty kill. He's here to stay. We know, but the price is very, very, very high. It's going to be a tough click on the Islanders. They're not going to get much ownership. They're still pretty expensive with how good they've played as of late, especially these top guys. It's a interesting pivot just because, as I'm saying, they're not going to get much ownership. They are playing a Carolina team that is very banged up. We talked about it last show, and things didn't get better. Gostisbehere played 7 minutes and was hurt against Vegas. So they were out with 5 defensemen. Is he in or is he out? We don't know. Keandre Miller sounds like keep an eye on him. Like didn't play, but is expected to have a chance. But if both those guys are out, that means Miller, Gostisbehere, and Slavin all miss this game. At some point, you just have to say, yeah, that this is starting to become a problem. So does that lead you back in the direction of the Islanders being #sneaky?
No, well, I mean, yes, they'll be sneaky, but the problem is they're too expensive. Like, you just can't rationalize these upper 5K prices. Even Bo Horvat, Matt Barzal are nearing 7K, and in Horvat's case, it's 7,100. If these were reasonable prices, then I would be very interested for the same reasons I broadcast last slate. I also do think Keandre Miller will be back. I don't know that for sure, though, but they were talking more optimistically that he was out Tuesday, but possible for Thursday. And Gostisbehere being out obviously doesn't help defensively, but it's not like it's not like he's the guy keeping everything together on the back end for Carolina. So ultimately,
Vegas blew their doors off. But
for you betting folks, I would take a look at Islanders stuff just to be sure, because I'm positive there'll be historical stuff applied to the Islanders that probably shouldn't be, and they've been very good. Like I can't dispute that. It's just for DFS, the prices are just too out of line with reality here.
Yeah, Vegas put up 6, but they had almost 4 expected goals to 1.7. I mean, they put the boost to them, and that is of note. But we can.
I don't see Jack Eichel on this Islanders roster.
Yeah, I was gonna say
believe
it's not quite the same. But if
Yeah.
we move over, we're expecting probably DeAndre Miller to be back. Definitely keep an eye on Morningscape. But if not, last game it was Nikishin with 28 minutes, Chatfield 26, Sean Walker 24, as they really ran out of guys. So
Yeah,
there's a huge role
nice.
out there regardless.
Yeah, Nystrom also got hurt. So like he came back though, but he missed like a chunk of the game after taking a puck up high. Like it was just a nightmare scenario for Carolina. Which by the
Yeah.
way, they did practice today, and Miller was not on the ice, so Miller will be out. Fensor, Chatfield, Riley, Walker, Nikishin, Nystrom.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's something. And also the power play, Walker, power play 1, Nikishin, power play 2. Let's see. So yeah, Gostisbehere will be out. Let's just see what we're missing here. Who's missing? Is it Fensor? Yeah, it's this Fensor guy who's missing. So whatever, who cares? Just as far as like what to expect though, Sean Walker, power play 1, 4,300. Nikishin 3,200. I think we really saw the flashes of Nikishin, and in this type of game where they just don't have enough bodies defensively, he's certainly a mile ahead of Fensor and Nystrom from a time on ice perspective. So even, obviously last game was a mega outlier with the injury and the Nystrom missing time. But I think 22 minutes is a completely reasonable projection for Nikishin. And this is a guy who doesn't just profile well as an offensive defenseman, but he is going to be one of the best blocks and shots guys in the league that you're getting for 3,200. I think Nikishin is actually a lock button play here for me. I wasn't positive on it last slate because of no Gostisbehere. Once Mike Riley was scratched, I realized, this is Rod saying like, okay, Nikishin is actually a guy I trust. And so I'm just going to ride that. And, it's not a huge offensive role, but I think the floor is there and the price just makes way too much sense at 3,200 for two teams that I think will play an up-tempo game and, certainly give up opportunities for blocks and shots.
Yeah, and
All right.
probably get stacked with anybody. Like we're alluding to, the minutes are going to be pretty good, but Nikishin was out there quite a bit with Ehlers, Jarvis, and Aho at 5-on-5 with Sean Walker. That was the pair, and I do think that is probably sticky. So if you're stacking this top line, there's absolutely no reason not to consider Nikishin as probably a fourth man in and go all the way. Is my point. Like,
and
I do think it'll be popular, but
another just absolute, microscopic, like super in depth, no need for it here type of take is that both Sean Walker and Chatfield are right shots, and Nikishin is a left shot. So no Slavin, no Miller, those are both lefties. Nikishin's gonna be their main left shot. Mike Riley has been that in the past few games, but obviously he was just out last game. So Nikishin is above him in that regard. And so it's not like we're gonna see, Chatfield Walker together and play 30 minutes each, and that's that. Like I think Nikishin's gonna be a part of whatever their top pair is minutes wise, whether it's Walker or Chatfield. All right. Pittsburgh, Minnesota. You like the Minnesota Wild, so why don't you tell me about this game? Any was it about the Pittsburgh Penguins, or is it more about the Wild from your perspective?
It's both. I mean, the Penguins are horrendous defensively. They somehow are finding some scoring from random guys like Justin Rezzo and whatnot. But I almost hope that happens here. Like I hope Hollander and Crosby and Russ continue to kind of roll together. I hope Razzo scores a random goal. Like if they can push the pace, which has not been difficult to do against the Wild have been giving up goals. The Wild have two of, I think, the best, top 10 potential fantasy players at any given night in Kaprizov and Boldly. Like they are prolific rate shooters. They have 3-point upside every single night. They have complete and total slate put away, lock the key upside. They're not in the same line at 5-on-5, but I don't know how much that really matters to me. And you can play, Marco Rossi, put him on the cover with obviously Kaprizov, but I don't really think there's any reason not to consider him at 3,900 with the role he's getting. It's not power play 1, but again, Kaprizov never leaves the ice. but Boldy also stays out there for quite some time. Marcus Johansson's 3K, not a sexy play, but the guy is scoring goals right now. I'm not saying that, he's going to continue this 4 goals in 3-game run he's on, but when you play 20 plus minutes or around 20 minutes with Kirill Kaprizov, sometimes the puck's going to find the back of the net because if you have any ability, it will. So this game is interesting overall. It is a 6.5. The Wild are decent home favorites, but not as big as Carolina, not as big as the Devils on the road against San Jose, which I'm sure will interest many people. We haven't talked about McDavid yet. We haven't talked about Winnipeg 1 against the Chicago Blackhawks. Like, there's reason to believe that something could get away from this. And I just am very, very, very willing to bet on the Penguins completely falling apart at any minute now. So yeah, I'm very in on it. I don't have a lot of interest in the Penguins. I don't think that'll come as much of a shock, but as I mentioned, Minnesota's been very bad. So is there any thoughts on A, making this a game stack, or B, just going with the other side of this coin with the Penguins?
Anthony Mantha flipped Kindle for the power play 1 job. He's 3,500 playing with Malkin on that line with Brazo. That, of course, has been dominating. Hollander next to Sid and Russ is already up to 5K. I don't know what makes the DraftKings intern notice things, but apparently Pittsburgh next to Sid is one of those because, Hollander's not relevant whatsoever. DJ, if you're not looking, do you know how many minutes Erik Karlsson played the other day?
I am looking. I have it up, of course.
Okay.
Well, 32.
Erik Karlsson played 32 minutes in a 65-minute game against the Flyers. So there's that. 4,800 for Erik Karlsson seems totally reasonable if you're looking for a game stack piece. Minnesota side,
almost double bonus. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, if only there were a guy on the Minnesota side who did double bonus that we could play.
Zeev Buium, please tell me. He didn't double.
No.
He only got 2 blocks, didn't he? Yeah, he only had 2 blocks. Oh,
No,
he had double bonus the day before.
Wait.
No, Brock Faber double bonus against the Sharks, and then he didn't double bonus against Winnipeg.
Oh, sorry, but he did triple bonus. Okay, so Faber had the double bonus at one point, but I guess it got taken away. Faber triple bonus against the Sharks 2 games ago. So
yeah, I guess he did. The 35 bomb and the 34 bomb do seem like something the Slappies might put their running shoes on and go chasing.
I mean, this is peak putting on your running shoes and chasing.
All 5 of his points have come in the last 2 games.
Before you click Brock Faber, please go watch his 2 goals from Tuesday night. They are the funniest goals. You will just understand that this guy was being played after getting 35 against the Sharks for no apparent reason. And people got those 2 goals out of it. Just incredible stuff. The blocks bonus, the shots, whatever. Maybe Zeev Buium on the power play is that good. That's what I'll have to hang my hat on. But yeah, I'm not particularly interested in any defenseman on the Minnesota side. I much prefer Erik Karlsson, for example. But I echo your thoughts on Kaprizov, Rossi, Johansson being 5-on-5 relevant. And then Boldy, Eriksson, at home, getting the Sid line. It's not the perfect matchup, but Boldy's been excellent, and the prices there are also fair. It's fully power play 1 correlated with Tarasenko. So, have at it. Yeah. I will not try to dissuade anyone from such a stack.
All right.
Well, it's Vancouver time. Vancouver heading into St. Louis for Pia Suter Revenge Night. DJ, take her away.
Where do I even take her? Don't know where she would go in that scenario other than I'm not interested really in either side. This game I don't think could feel any more boring. I mean, 5.5 Blues Slate favorites at home.
What if I change the colors here? Does that
I know what you're going to do. So Lucas Reichel did have 5 shot attempts, 4 of them on goal, 1 of them on the power play. Power play 1 you may be adding. So there's a punt option here. You know what? No problem. Him with Kiefer Sherwood, that means he's going to get minutes because Kiefer Sherwood's always out there, it feels like. So you could punt. Are you stacking Besser, Pedersen, DeBrusque? I mean, I'm not. I don't know if I could completely say you're an idiot for it. I'd like to.
So
Um,
Connor Garland got hurt, which is why everything got went
oh
into
my
flux
God.
last game.
We got a super chat.
Oh, the first one.
You're gonna hate it, but
Damn. Okay. All right.
Can we
You
talk
did
more
it.
about Faber elevating his
This
game?
this is what the people are here for. Well, let's
I feel like
just do
we certainly. All right, fine. You already
do the
have it
thing.
up.
Let's do the thing.
I'm putting the microphone down. It's all you.
All right. Brock Faber elevated his game by HockeyViz, Micah Blake McCurdy's website, his age 23 season. He is currently a plus 5% shootiness player. I think that is it for fantasy purposes. All this is noise. You know, you can't trust the plus 6% defensively. He's very good defensively. You can't trust the PK numbers, plus 3%. You know, on the PK, like those are bad numbers. These are bad numbers, but they're lying to you. All that matters is he's a 5%. Here. Let me make this even bigger for the super chat. Like this is what we're doing for the folks out here. We're just gonna zoom in.
For $1.99, we will be your horse for Brock Faber.
Finishing. Look at that. Brock Faber, elite finisher. Like, is this what the people ordered? I think so.
Elite.
Whoa. Like, absolutely elite player, elite
If you
shooter.
watch his goals, you'll have the same thought when he completely fucking missed the net right from the slot and it bounced off the boards and went in anyways.
I mean, that is the key sign of a wonderful finisher. So yeah, Brock Faber has taken the next step to fantasy dominance.
Thank you for the super chat, our first. And honestly, I didn't want it any other way. I wanted to know if we were going to get our first super chat, I would hope it would be about Brock Faber more than anybody else.
I honestly,
what?
I thought that was going to be trolling me for not playing Connor Bedard on his first NHL hat trick after spending 2.5 years talking out my ass about him, saying how great he's going to be.
Just wait for the next game, Matt. Wait for the next game when we get to talk about Connor Bedard's hat trick. But again, I don't really have a lot of interest in this game at all. I don't have a lot of interest in the Canucks. Just a very boring team that doesn't really move the needle for me. They have a top line that's fully correlated. If you just move Brock Besser up, if you don't, I don't really care. And they have Lucas Reichel, who is a good, it's a great punt.
So all that to say,
this one's one of the best.
Is okay. Hold on. Is Lekermaki hurt or was he a scratch? That's the question.
He was hurt. I know he was hurt.
Yes.
He's on the IR officially. Okay. Then yeah.
Okay. So I don't even know who this could be then, if it was someone relevant or not, because obviously Sherwood's just gonna put. Yeah. So actually, that's what
it was. O'Connor. It was O'Connor, Reichel, Sherwood, Kane, Rotty, Garland. Kane got some run with the top lines. Garland came off the top power play for Kiefer Sherwood. So the Sherwood Lucas Reichel power play one.
Yeah. I'm not completely sold on what the 5-on-5 lines will be based on that game, but we'll certainly see.
Honestly, they didn't score a single fucking goal, so who knows what anything's going to be. Big for our Rangers Vezina bags.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I guess we're so back.
But
yeah, well, the Jennings is a team stat or a team award, so we just got to keep quick below the 20-25 starts, I think.
There it is.
And yes, Tom. Tom Willander is here on the power play too. Didn't do much in college. In last year, but he is a former 11th overall pick in 2023. So Willander, good player. I'm not sure. I think I'll want to see it before I dive in on anything punt wise. But good catch there. I did not update this on Tuesday throughout the day. So. Well, I did for some of the games. Believe it or not, Rangers Vancouver was not one of my priorities on Tuesday night with all the slates going. So yeah, I really like Reichel. Again, he's just that guy who's always on the ice, and I just go, oh my god, he's so talented. And at some point, he's got to show it and do fantasy stuff, and he hasn't really done that. But 2,600 with the roll, I think that's more than fine to just close your eyes and go for it. Because this St. Louis side with no Robert Thomas, seemingly, is rough. I mean, they they've led against the they went up early against the Red Wings, right? And then they blew the lead again.
Immediate goal, and then they gave it the next 4.
That's right.
And then they scored again, I believe, with what happened, then empty netter.
Yeah.
It was a Kyrou. Was it Shen? Yeah, it was Shen right off the go.
Yeah.
They lost 5-2. They are bad. I mean, it feels like there is nothing to look at on this team and get excited about. Like the Holloway Kyrou, they're playing a ton of minutes. They are power play correlated.
Yeah.
It is, again, Vancouver without Quinn Hughes. It's not a great team, but man, you really got to squint and put a prayer up there to think that this is the winner on an 11-game slate, in my opinion. And I just don't have it in me. Shen and Busnevich and Snuggerud, again, there's value here. There's a lot of value on this slate. There's value in almost every game. It wasn't even Snuggerud on that power play with Kyrou, Falk, and Holloway and Busnevich. It was Sundqvist. So, yeah, just pretty ugly. I think I'm just, again, taking this game and putting it next to Flyers and Nashville on the kind of the sideline. Probably the Flames and Ottawa too. Like, these are just not games I'm all that interested in. There's a ton of good spots.
Yeah. So let's see how reactive to the recent games this has been. So St. Louis actually looking a little decent in the trends. Something that I also look at is when the expected goals vastly outperform the Corsies, because that just means that like they're getting really good chances but not a lot of volume, which for a St. Louis team fits their mold almost to a T. So I could see a little bit of St. Louis stuff. The prices do seem to be falling. Let me pull back up the prices while I say that. But Holloway 5,500, Kyrou 5,600. I think you can pair those two and get away with it. Otherwise, it's Reichel one-offs and maybe react to whatever Vancouver does in morning skate. But I don't think there's anything fun that's really coming down the line for them. So next game, Chicago at Winnipeg. Winnipeg, of course, monster favorites. So not much more to say there. Chicago, start with them. It's interesting. I feel like they've mostly played home games so far. Is that true? In any case,
no
the thing with Bedard is that they really don't, like, they're just using him like 22, 23, 24 minutes a night in 11-7 setup. And I think at home they have a better time of getting him out in advantageous setups where they're just like, hey, go play with these two guys and you'll get the ozone starts and whatnot. And it's a bit tougher, I think, on the road where you don't control the matchups. And I'm pretty sure that Winnipeg will eat Bedard and friends alive if, they try to play him 25 minutes in this one. So I think that's something to keep in mind, that Bedard at home is, I think, a just vastly better option. But also it's the Winnipeg Jets. Like, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league, and they can paper over at home their middle pair defensively being bad. So DJ, before I completely squash any talk of Chicago, do you have any interest here in chasing those Connor Bedard wonderful, wonderful points that we were all promised with the hat trick here?
We were promised them. They were delivered. I agree with your take, though. I think that's just the correct way of looking at this. And I'm not going to go back to the well against the Winnipeg Jets, who, again, should be trending in the right direction. It's going to be, a much tougher hill to climb than it was against Ottawa at home. So I'm going to fade it. I don't really know if there's all that much more. I mean, Frank Nazar has been good, right? He has been good. Is he worth 5,500? In my opinion, no. Not on the slate. And I don't really know if, the Bedard one-off just feels like you got to use the bullets at the right time. And this might not be the right time for me. So I'm down to move over to Winnipeg. Again, not a ton to talk about on Winnipeg. Is there anything else you want to mention on Chicago before we move over, though?
Since the opening week of the season, Chicago has played 6 of 8 games at home. So I felt like I was going crazy, but that's the they have been at home for the most part. And I think that's what's leading a bit more to the Bedard inflated minutes at the moment. So anyway, not going to be super relevant here. Regardless, but of course would not expect them to change up their 11-7 outlook given their dominant win over Ottawa. Spencer Knight 6,900. Just, he's been so good that if he starts, I think he's an option regardless. He's going to see the volume almost certainly, and has been excellent. So
Matt, if you don't
always
have it in
like
front of you,
Jacob.
what's his save percentage right now?
Well, I know he's been great. So let's just say it's 931.
930. Wow. Look at him
Wow.
go.
Not quite as good as I thought. That maybe take him out of consideration. Maybe if you're 6,800.
Yeah, good point. Good point. 69
All
is too
right.
nice. We move over to Winnipeg finally. As you alluded to, they're pretty big home favorites. It's a 5.5, but when you're minus 258, that's still gonna look enticing. The top line is very expensive, but there's a ton of punts on this slate. We've already mentioned a few. There could be more to come. I think it'll be owned. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. I don't know how owned. They haven't shown the none of these players have seemingly put up enough shot volume that you feel incredibly confident about the slate winning upside, but the points speak for themselves. Like if Scheifele, Connor, and Velarde go insano mode and win the slate, they just do. And that's on the table. And it's a good matchup. So I would say obviously there's interest from my side. I don't think that's crazy thing to say, but I think there'll be interest from many people.
DJ, you say that people will be playing the top line in Winnipeg, but how are they going to play the top line when they're jamming in Jonathan Toews revenge narrative?
Oof.
I mean, this is actually worth a deeper shade of green for all the revenge empty netters that he's going to score in this one.
Is there really revenge here though? Like, didn't his back just stop working and then he left?
No.
Like, did they do something wrong?
He came back and they were like, "Hey, get fucked, get out of here. We don't want you."
They said that to him
at a dinner. Yes,
at a dinner. They said that to him at a dinner. Yeah, I mean, in reality, Jonathan Toews doesn't shoot, so that's a huge problem with him producing high fantasy numbers or play. So he's going to have to first shoot the puck a little bit. Let's look. What are his shot attempts per game? Matt, take a guess.
2.6.
2.1. He's not bad, folks. He's not bad at this stuff. Pretty good. Does he have the pulse of the numbers? I say yes. No. Again, like if you're looking anywhere but this top line, I think you've gone in the wrong direction. Is there another player you want to mention in the reality of, an actual play?
No. It is Scheifele, Connor Velarde, 1,000,000%. If you wanted
what's wrong
to,
with Josh Morrissey? Why doesn't he shoot anymore? Didn't he used to shoot?
I don't think there's anything wrong with him. Well, what are you looking at?
3.8 shot attempts per game.
It's not great.
It's not great. I mean, I'm just saying, like, he used to shoot more. I mean, Neil Pionk is taking him to class. He's 5.1 shot attempts per game for Pionk, who doesn't get any points.
Pionk is the definition of a donkey chucker. He's the guy who stands there at the blue line and fires slap shots in. He had an assist taken away. Pionk did. Maybe that's why I lost money on that slate. It says he has 1 assist on DK.
I almost vividly remember him having 2, so I'd be interested in seeing.
I remember this. I remember the stat line of 2 assists, and it says he has 1 now. So there you go. Maybe Jonathan Toews stole the assist in preparation for Revenge Night. They were just practicing how to move assists to Jonathan Toews retroactively without anyone noticing. But I'm on to you, Winnipeg.
Are you playing Winnipeg tomorrow?
They're going to be in the mix. I have no idea if I'm spending 20.7K on these guys, but if I do, I'm probably game stacking it because I'm such a Bedard slappy. I'm just going, okay, well, if Bedard gets there, then, Winnipeg stuff. And that doesn't have to be Bedard himself. Ryan Donato has been excellent. He's a bit cheaper. You could also just go full punt on a Nick Foligno or something garbage that you're just like, I need to save money to play Winnipeg 1, and so let's just take a power play 1 piece that's obnoxiously cheap and just do it. Like, again, probably not, but that's at least what I would do if so inclined.
If you did it.
Yes.
You and OJ Simpson writing the same books. Now we have the Connor McDavid's current team versus Connor McDavid's future team. If you read the New York Post or something, we have the New York Rangers, the high-flying Rangers after a 2-0 victory over Vancouver. I mean, are they back? 3.2 expected goals. Zibanejad putting one in the back of the net. Are they back?
I mean, you knew after that Tuesday podcast that Zibanejad, his first scoring chance was hitting the back of the net. Just
Bang.
no doubt. So congratulations
24
to the Moods
minutes.
Faders.
Yeah. With Panarin, with Cooley. Cooley also played a lot. He power play too, but got some good run.
Yep.
Got the wrong guy.
My take is that the reason Zibanejad scored was that on the pass, Will Cooley fanned on it and then connected. So Zibanejad couldn't fan on the pass because the puck had already been fanned on. So he was like, "Oh well, I can just score now." So
yeah, you can't super fan on the pass.
Cooley is just the best. I mean, so
you might want to swap him for Connor Sheary. I thought go Connor Sheary on the second line. Okay.
Yeah.
So your lines are wrong.
Yeah, they are.
Sheary for Radish. Radish was on the fourth line where he belongs.
Remember
right. When I was saying that he got like more run than almost anybody else on the team the game before, and it was just like they very quickly realized that was a mistake. But anyways, it's the top line or nothing here. JT Miller really hasn't looked like himself all season long since that injury in training camp and Lafreniere. I mean, are we still doing this? I continue to want to do it, but no one has a gun to my head. I don't have to do it, so I'm not going to. If you're playing anything here on the Rangers side, which I'm frankly not doing, it's the top line.
Yeah, you seem like Exhibit A for a guy who wants to keep playing Alexis Lafreniere. So
it's a sickness. It's a sickness, and it's not good, and I don't like it. And I've not played him lately, but early in the season I was. But I'm cured. The top 4 players on the Rangers in shot attempts per game are Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, Adam Fox, a little bit surprising, but not too surprising, and Will Cooley. Like all 3 of their top forwards are all on the same line together. Why are you going anywhere else? These guys are clearly the offensive bus. If it goes off the road, you lose. If it goes to, I don't know, where a bus, school, gets to school, that's where buses like to go, you could win. So I'm not getting on this bus, but you could if you wanted to. I'm just telling you which bus I'd get on. That's the top line.
If DJ gets on a bus and goes to my kid's school, I'm taking my kids out of that school and never letting them back.
We move over to absolutely. We can move over to Edmonton unless there's any last Rangers notes you have.
No notes. Prices are a bit high for a matchup with the Edmonton Oilers, but totally get low ownership Rangers. Edmonton, these lines must be wrong. There's no way they're right? There's literally zero chance
I think you're right, other than Savoy was on the third line, Lazar was scratched. Yeah, that was the only change. They were 11-7.
Okay, yeah, they actually did
Troy
practice today too, and we got lines, so that's cool.
McDavid and Draisaitl did McDavid and Draisaitl things against Utah. The faders of McDavid, they were sad by his 3 shots, 2 goals. It's funny when the 21.5 for McDavid just isn't enough.
Not even close. Yeah.
His shootiness has just not been there. It's been fine. I think his floor is fine, but like if you're playing 9K McDavid, you need the super ceiling, which we have not seen. I mean, that 21.5 was his second highest fantasy output on the season. Sure, it's a good matchup. Like I'm not saying you can't go back to it, but I feel like I'm still just playing with Draisaitl. Like it just doesn't matter to me. Like they get there through the power play. Draisaitl is going to see run with McDavid. They'll see run in an important game. Not an important game. Is always, I guess, an important game. It's in important situations. And I don't really believe in many of the pieces around these two to produce much offense at all. So, yeah, I'm very willing to. The 11-7, if that sticks, it does hurt Bouchard. Him and Ekholm were great still. They played a lot. They were, both +3 on the game. So, yeah, 3 points for Bouchard, finally coming into the forefront. But it does make it a little bit trickier to want to stack him in, especially with his shooting not really being there like it has been in years past.
Yeah, Wookie says, pretty sure Edmonton has the most line combos of all NHL teams this season.
Their coach is a donkey.
Yeah, believe it or not, DJ was right about something. And yeah, he would have been fired had Jim Hiller not tried to get himself fired instead.
Yes.
I saw a play from David Tomashik. I think it's Tomashik, like Dominic.
I really thought it was
Hasek.
Tomasek, so you're probably right.
Well, that's what I've been saying, which I'm almost certain is not correct, and it's just yeah. So I'm pretty sure I heard Tomashik, but I saw a play he made where he like circled down low, picked up the puck, and sort of went around the face-off dot to take a shot, and I was just like, wait a second, this guy can shoot. And so that was my first glimpse of like, oh, like this is where these stats came from overseas. He's still on the top power play. He has not hit yet whatsoever. So I don't think people will play it anymore, but like I don't know. I was sort of just like reminded like, oh yeah, like this actually was a player who came overseas with like this great statistical profile, and he gets to play on a power play with McDavid. So I'm not turning the light off. He gets 11 minutes a night. It's only a stacking option. But like if you really go into battle with Andrew Mangiapane, I don't know how to help you on an 11-game slate. Like at least Tomashek could sit there and Zach Hyman it. And I think he might be a better like scorer than Zach Hyman. Doesn't really matter, but like, Hyman is the best at standing there and knowing where to go and tipping pucks in and whatever. But like, I think, 2,900 Tomashek is about time, should get off the pot.
I don't think we're on Hyman watch yet at all, but I would at least be.
No, I think we just saw an update.
Mid-November?
Yeah, I think they said a month away still. So
okay. No concerns there. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that's the angle. But do you disagree with me on the just play McDavid and Draisaitl? Like, I think you could get away with Draisaitl, but if you're playing McDavid, are you just like you gotta stack around him at this point? I mean, are you really one-offing McDavid, and what does that look like if you're playing him?
Okay, sorry. Today we got an update. It's another week at least, so he's still week to week. It was expected to be November 1st, but now it's mid-November sounds about right based on this latest update.
Good insider. Good.
Yeah, if you want to play McDavid, Draisaitl, I don't mind it. I just mentioned Tomashek as a secondary.
No, I think you could do that too. Yeah.
Stacks.
Okay, time for the chalk.
New Jersey at San Jose. Timo revenge night. The power play remains a mess. Who knows? I think it was Dawson Mercer and Luke Hughes last game. Let me just double check that. But they
gave up, a touchdown and 2 points to Colorado. So who knows where the fuck it's going to be?
Yeah, well,
but it was.
Yeah, no, it was Timo and Luke. So
yeah,
we have Dawson Mercer back on the second line. I don't know why exactly. There was a quote about like, oh, Mercer's not that good at center, so we wanted a real center in there, and then they played Lamico as their third line center. I guess that's an option. If you maybe Dawson Mercer is so bad that like Lamico is a better option at center, but
I got to tell you, I don't know much about this guy.
Yeah, so
sometimes I see a name and I think I know who it is, and then I read, and I'm like, oh no, I've never heard of this guy. Like, okay,
yeah,
and I'm truly a sick individual.
He is like 30, so
wow, old. Who would be that old?
Yeah, Arseniy Gritsyuk. Where are you?
I'm gonna be brave and have a stance here and just say that like Jack Hughes is unbelievable, but like you don't need to play him with Jesper Bratt. No one is making you do that at that price. And like, you are totally fine to play him with Timo, Dougie, Luke, a combination of those guys. If you're playing him with Jesper Bratt, I'm not saying you can't do it, right? They are glued together. And if Jack Hughes goes for 5 points, Jesper Bratt can certainly come along for the ride, but there is no have to do it situation there. Like, you could one off Jack Hughes.
In honor of the occasion, DraftKings even went ahead and made Timo Meier the cheapest he's been all season. He started off the year 6,700. He got as high as 7,100, and now he's down to 6,100. He shares 6K. 12.1K for these two just feels lock adjacent. Like, yeah, they're not at home, but like it doesn't matter when you're the Sharks. Like, these guys are awesome. And of course, it's even better if Gritsuk gets on there again, and they move Mercer to the third line, where Gritsuk is just way more fun. But yeah, if either case, I'm playing Timo and Heischer on Thursday. Like, you're going to need to see so much ownership there for me to be like, nah, I'm good. And I think it does get split a little bit between Hughes and
I think
Bratt.
it gets split a little bit, right? That is a good point. I mean, I agree. Honestly, I do not hate the idea of playing the full onslaught. If you're really going all the way here and you're saying, Timo, Heischer, if you're considering Luke, it's like just fucking throw in Jack Hughes, be a man, play another punt somewhere else. Don't half measure this versus San Jose situation. Like, there is enough slappies out there that believe San Jose is a real team all of a sudden.
All right, let's get over to those San Jose Sharks.
Oh my God.
John Klingberg returned to lineup, played 26 minutes.
Sorry. The expected goals numbers in this game against LA, they can't be right. 5.2 to 1.8. I mean, I know they were chasing, but San Jose had 5.2 expected. Maybe I was wrong. Michael Misa had like 14 shot attempts. What the hell is happening?
Yeah. Let me just show you what happened. Brant Clark didn't get to play at all. That's really what happened.
How do we fire Jim Hiller from a podcast? Is there a way to do it? 13 minutes?
Joel Edmondson
+3.
Look at my screen. Look at my screen, DJ. Look at my screen here. Sorry, it's not zoomed in enough for you.
No,
okay.
I'm not saying that the plus minus matters that much. Like, I'm not going to be that guy at all. I am just saying that.
Let me give you a tour. Let me give you the tour of the Brant Clark house. Brant Clark, 83% expected goals at 5-on-5 on the game. Joel Edmondson, about 50. Interesting. I wonder what the commonality is between Edmondson and Clark. I don't know. All right, let's just scroll down a bit. Okay. Cody Ceci, Mikey Anderson, 32% expected goals on the game. Brian Dumoulin, 10. Drew Doughty, 40. 13 minutes sounds about right to me. Don't you think? 13 minutes for Mr. Brant Clark, literally bailing this team out of one of the most embarrassing losses of the entire regular season, and honestly of last calendar year. I mean, you're talking like Edmonton Oilers challenging, goaltender interference to get a power play goal against you to lose the game levels of embarrassment there. And Brant Clark's like, don't worry, guys, I got you. Is he going to be rewarded for it in this spot? Of course not, coming up. But San Jose did play well. I think that was on the Kings, though. Like, it was an embarrassment. Like, this San Jose club, we know what they are. They're getting a bit cheaper, which is nice. Will Smith down to 4,400, 17.4K top line there. It's just New Jersey's too good to really consider it. So that's all I've got.
It's just everything points in one direction for Clark every time he's on the ice. And every time I watch him, he does amazing things in both ends. Well, I didn't even look at the usage because I was assuming he must have played a lot because he had a goal and an assist. Just
stop, because we have to wrap up the Sharks and then Detroit, and then we complain about LA for as long as you want. I am more than happy to do it, DJ. Klingberg back, played 25 minutes again, like I mentioned, but he is just 3,300 on this slate on the top power play with San Jose. So if you do want a piece of San Jose but don't want to pay those prices, that's a fine way to go. Fine way to punt, I should say. And otherwise, William Eklund continues to shoot. Don't know where that came from, but it continues. So 5,400, and Wenberg Kurashev actually looked good. But again, I think that was more on the Kings than on anything the Sharks were doing. So that's all I've got. Adam Gaudette's out. It's some other idiot on the third line, but I don't care enough to fix it. Detroit, LA. Emmett Finney, Dylan Lark. Jesus Christ. I said Dylan Clark, and then I said Dylan Lark. But you know where my brain's at right now. Lucas Raymond, DeBrincat, Casper, Appleton. No Patrick Kane on this trip, so I don't think that'll change. And then comp for Berggren. DJ, any thoughts on Detroit in this spot, heading into LA to play this LA team that just got clowned by the San Jose Sharks?
I just stack the whole team. This is the dumbest team. The LA Kings are the dumbest team in the history of hockey. I cannot fathom this. Like, the more I look at this shit, the madder I'm getting. Just play it. Fuck it. Like, they're gonna put out Bozo the Clown on defense for 14 hours and play good defenseman 2 minutes. Like, what the fuck is this team? Brian Dumoulin is playing the most minutes for defense. Like, for what fucking reason? Like, what you were winning and then you pulled your best player and then you almost lost against San Jose. I mean, the Red Wings have actually been good too. That's the thing. Like, they have almost been unlucky and yet good. Like, they are a good team. You can play the top line. I have no doubt in my mind it is a good play. And I'm speechless. Like, I'm truly like trying to find, like, I need someone to teach me how it's possible to do what Jim Hiller is doing and not be fired. Like, I need someone to come to my home and sit with me as I learn. I'm going to ask you one question about Detroit, and then we can move on, because in reality, like, there's like 2 players that are doing anything on this team and a bunch of guys that are just supporting cast. Would it at all interest you to play Larkin and DeBrincat together, because they are shooting a ton?
Yeah,
they are really they're doing everything, and they're just I mean, Lucas Raymond's fine. Like, you could throw him in that mix, but like, you don't really have to play Emmett Finney at 4K. Like, you don't have to do that. Moritz Seider is fine as well. There's a floor on him. He just doesn't seemingly get points. Like, he's just not a guy the puck flows through, because it flows through Larkin and DeBrincat on the power play, and 5-on-5 they're going to see a ton of runs. So back to you in the studio.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. The DeBrincat's also only 6,000, so it's not like you're getting a huge savings by playing Emmett Finney. When you look at DeBrincat Larkin, they've played 35 minutes on the power play together this season, and they account for 64% of their team's shot attempts in that time. Like, so that means there's a third of the shots going to the other 3 players in total between Seider, Raymond, and obviously Kane, JVR, whoever was up there. Now it's Finney. It's just the puck stops with those 2. And that's per Hockey Viz. They have a cool power play shot locations tool, showcasing it on the screen on the YouTube, where you can, pick players you want to see together and then what their shot share looks like and where they are. And you can obviously see that Larkin's getting them in the net front and DeBrincat's in more of the, Stamkos spot to the left of the goalie. So I like that take. I have no real interest in Finney or even Raymond for that matter. Just got to see something. And yeah, you're just ignoring the elephant in the room if you're not playing DeBrincat with Larkin, I think. On the LA side, I mean, DJ said it all. It's shocking what's going on. It's not shocking. It's just completely demoralizing what's going on here. This is a team in crisis, and their best player is being just left out to dry for no apparent reason other than no one in the organization thinks he's good, I guess, and he proves them wrong every night. But 16.6K for the top line. Compare that to Detroit, 16.8K. Like, yeah, we just talked about not really wanting to play Finney and Raymond. Well,
do you know what the goals for percentage is when Brandt Clark is on the ice?
It's got to be like 75%.
84.6.
Yeah.
Do you know he is the highest Corsi for percentage player? I mean, Warren Vogel technically is higher, but Warren Vogel is out. He's there isn't an analytic I could find that doesn't point to him being one of the most impactful players on this team. And the dumb numbers. He was a +7 over the past 3 games, and his minutes decrease. Even if you're an idiot like Jim Hiller, how do you argue with the fact that he's out there for 7 more goals for than against? Like, what do you need to see from him? And he's not even like being a detriment defensively in any capacity. Like, do you watch the game, Jim Hiller? Are you involved in this game? What are you doing? There is nothing here. There's nothing. You have to fire him tomorrow. He cannot be on this bench any longer. I have nothing else to. I can't. He's got to be gone. If he's not gone tomorrow, I'm not giving them another one of my dollars. That's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna go to LA to a game from Buffalo.
Yeah.
You lose.
Last season, in 700 minutes together, Brant Clark and Joel Edmondson outscored opponents 38-28. Like, I don't know. I really, you look at all the fancy stats of Clark Kemp, but like the thing is, last year they had 3 good pairs in Spence, what the fuck, Spence Anderson. Well, yeah, it was okay. It was before Doughty came back. It was Anderson, Gavrikov, Clark, Edmondson, and then Spence, and I don't know why I'm blanking on who their other defenseman was, but basically they were all excellent. Like sub 2%, sub 2 expected goals against per 60, yada yada. They obviously have Drew Doughty back, who sucks, and Gavrikov left, which sucks for the Kings. And now they have one of those pairs that was excellent defensively last year, and yet they don't use Brant Clark in any sort of elevated role. It's truly insane. You don't need anything fancy to get to that conclusion either, like you're saying. But there's nothing more justified right now than this outrage in the NHL. So
Moverare,
yeah.
He played a lot. 1, 2, 3. It was Gavrikov, Anderson, Edmondson, Spence, then Clark.
It was like their 3 most used pairs last year, and I'm blanking on it. And maybe it was Anderson. It might have been was it Anderson, Doughty, Gavrikov, Spence? That seems.
It sounds right to me.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Maybe that was it. And
it's unbelievable. I really didn't think I'd get this mad about something on this show. It doesn't take that much though, to be honest. But this is unforgivable stuff. Like, if you're again, like, everything, he's producing offense, he's getting points, he's okay. I'm circling the same shit I've already said. So I'm not playing LA tomorrow. They can go fuck themselves. They're gonna win the Slate now. Congratulations to everybody that listened to this and just said, "Wow, so idiots aren't playing LA." Perfect. I'm in. Let's do top stacks, guaranteed goals, unless if you have anything of actual substance to mention on this team.
I'm gonna need to clip that and make it my ringtone or something. LA can go fuck themselves. That is right. Okay.
They can.
Top stacks, guaranteed goals. Yeah,
okay.
No, just not something I expected when I entered the show low energy and needing a boost. So thank you, DJ, for.
I do not understand. Like, I can't look at anything else right now. I have to stop. Wait, did he get a look, one more thing? No, he did get a penalty. Now all of a sudden he did get a penalty.
But DJ, that makes him but the thing about defensemen is that if they take penalties, it means they're getting physical and getting in there and being aggressive.
I gotta look at that thing. Like, there just has to be a reason. There has to be. There's no like I'm going to find the penalty now and watch it and see what he did, because he must have gone over and flicked off his head coach and thrown a stick at him, and they said, "You can't do that, sir. You're going to sit for 2 minutes." Like, nothing else makes sense. Top stacks, guaranteed goals. Matt, you can begin. I began last time, and it gives me a second to actually pull it up, so I write it down. So then if anyone asks me, I have it, and like almost no one ever asked me, but I still write it down. So ask me if you forget.
Well, okay. Can you tell me what last slates were? Because I feel like I had Eichel and something else.
You were Washington 1 and Vegas 1, so you were halfway there.
Fuck.
Halfway there.
I was hoping I'd pick something else.
Minnesota 1, Tampa 1, which was like not correct, but not Tampa 1, whatever. You get the point. Okay.
All right. I am going to. I'm going to take Timo Hischier. And I'm just going to be brave and bold and say Gritsuk 2,900. Like, I know he's not guaranteed to be with them, but 2,900 even in a 5-on-5 third role with power play 2 time is still fine. And I hope that they just join back together, because I don't care about Dawson Mercer, and he's much cheaper than Dawson Mercer, and Timo and Hischier are incredibly good and way too cheap for this slate. So I'll just take the free square.
I don't mind the free square taking. I feel like the more we went through this slate, the more I felt better about Minnesota. So I will go Rossi, Boldy, Kaprizov. You can throw in Johansson if you need to, but I'm just going to go with that. So it's going to be a Minnesota 1 plus Boldy. Definitely not Faber, in case you're thinking. What about no?
All right. I am going to buck the rainbow chart trend.
Rainbow Shark. Rainbow Shark. The league name is Rainbow Shark. If you made it this far in before you named the league, perfect.
And I'm gonna go with Tyler Seguin, Mikko Rantanen, and Jason Robertson. I think Johnston Robertson is very good, but I'm gonna save a bit of money with Seguin. I'm gonna play the probably lesser owned Rantanen, which again, we've talked about Mikko so many times in this podcast, but I think that he is truly an alpha, and 7,200, I'll take that all day.
And I feel like I'm running into the same problem as I did last slate, where a lot of the stuff I like isn't very cost effective, but I think I can save it, and I'm not sure if it's going to fit exactly, but I'm going to go. Sorry.
Well, DJ, if you just play a fourth line Victor Olofsson in every lineup, you'll get 55 points. I think I learned that last slate from Sissima.
It does work that way every single time without bail. So I'll go Aho, Jarvis, Nikishin. Seems easy. I think it fits. You throw in. You're gonna have to throw in a couple pretty big punts to go along with a goalie of whatever variety. But you go with Spencer Knight in this lineup. Yeah, you could make this lineup work that I built. So yeah, Carolina won. You're not getting Ehlers in, sadly, but he doesn't do anything anyways. Nikishin.
And I also wouldn't mind the second line with Nikishin, given
I don't.
Perfect,
yeah,
their power play correlated as well. So building around Nikishin, I think is definitely a way to stack if you're so inclined. I like the Carolina plus Nikishin stuff a lot.
Guaranteed goals, we were 1 for 4. You had Bether and McTavish. Sorry about that. I had Reinhart and Laferriere. Laferriere did have a point, but he did not score on his birthday. Eichel did, on the other hand.
Eichel did.
The birthday narratives were 1 for 2. We did not look up birthdays before the slate because we are morons.
It was Leon Draisaitl's birthday today. I know that.
He may have scored today, unbeknownst to me. This slate, a lot of games, a lot of players that are playing in these games. Michael Kessering had 9 shot attempts. Anyways, Matt,
maybe it wasn't Leon Draisaitl's birthday today, and I just made that up because I'm looking at it. That's just not true. It was his birthday on Monday, so that's why I had it in mind. It's Vince Dunn's birthday. Dmitry Kulikov, Colin Miller.
Tomorrow or today?
Oh my God, DJ.
I'm listening.
It's Mikko Rantanen's birthday on Thursday.
Yeah, you already stacked him.
Wow.
You're allowed to do it. I will allow it if you want to break the law.
I'm going to break the law. Say Mikko Rantanen is guaranteed to score on his birthday. Wow.
Okay.
What a slate this has turned into.
This has truly turned into quite the donkey fest.
This is one of the slates of all time.
What's funny is the stuff that I normally try to do to pick a goal also kind of is leading me right now to Matt Boldy, which is in my stack. But we're not gonna go in the same category, same camp, and pick the same player. So I'll go another route here. I will go with, you know what? I'll start a little bit cheaper. I'm gonna go with Will Cooley, getting that bump to the top line. He's pretty cheap and shooting quite a bit. Been very unlucky. I really think that I think there's a reason to believe that he will get that top power play role from Laferriere. Lafreniere. Sorry, I said the wrong player. Alexis Lafreniere, not Alex Laferriere, who I was talking about. I picked before. I think eventually he's going to somehow find his way in the top power play. Not maybe the same role, but net front in some capacity. And I'm willing to bet on it here.
Okay. I am going to. You know what? I mentioned Nick Foligno, but I think Tyler Bertuzzi was back, and Tyler Bertuzzi is 3,600, and that's the guy. I mean, if Winnipeg is going to be punished at all, it's going to be by just the absolute Mack truck that is Tyler Bertuzzi scoring a power play goal. So give me Tyler Bertuzzi with Mikko Rantanen.
Okay. You are Mikko and Bertuzzi of all the fucking guys.
What do you want me to pick? Is Trevor Zegras, Yuri Kulik? Come on. Like,
Trevor Zegras, or I would pick either of them. Yeah.
okay, fair enough.
What
And yes,
yes.
by the way, Tyler Bertuzzi was back, and he was back on that top power play in place of Nick Foligno. So just please note that do not play Nick Foligno under any circumstance.
Good God. There's a lot of guys I kind of like here. I think I'm gonna go with Wyatt Johnston. Oh wait, then we're picking 2 Dallas Stars. Hold on, never mind. That's a terrible idea and very bad for the brand. And the loyal listeners are booing right now. I can hear them. The perfect play is Timo Meier. Do I take it from your stack?
Just my stacks are just too perfect.
Yeah, you know what? Who gives a shit? I'm taking Timo. Give me Timo. Timo,
Right.
Cooley, Miko, fucking Bertuzzi. What a guy. All right, well, we kept it to an hour and a half. That's not so bad. And half
Can't
of
wait
it
to
was
go.
half an hour.
We're gonna go 1 for 4 with Bertuzzi being the only goal.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we close the show where we should really probably get people on with their lives?
No, that'll do it. Like I said, no newsletter for Friday. I'm out of commission for Saturday as well, so we'll be back on Tuesday. Just checking.
What birthday narrative is Saturday?
Oh God.
What? Oh my God.
Oh, it's yours.
It's mine, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So
Great.
I will also not be probably podcasting. I'm not doing a ton, but I'm going to be doing going to a party of sorts, I suppose. It's nothing great. I'm not going to get into the details. It's mainly work related, actually, but it'll be fun. They'll be drinking.
Wait, that's a Saturday though?
Yeah, it's not. It's just work people.
I see.
It's not like a work thing, but like, you know.
I didn't know you made friends at work, DJ. That's so nice. You never tell me anything about your life.
They pretend to like me.
Okay.
No, it'll be fun. It's like a
they don't even
music
pretend.
Music and drinking and someone at work runs it, and it's so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And they're like, oh, is it your birthday? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, sing happy birthday. I'm like, please don't do that. But they're probably going to anyways. So
wow.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Well, I learned something on this podcast. So yeah, if you hate Jim Hiller, please leave us a comment, or leave us a review. Just say fuck Jim Hiller, fuck the LA Kings, whatever you want to say. We're more than happy to hear it.
Yeah, join the Discord too, because we had people comment on the last video asking questions about like, oh, I'm thinking about this, like daily fantasy, this, that. It's like, yeah, we're like way more reachable. Even me, I'd say, way more reachable in the Discord. Definitely Matt, but definitely other people that are way smarter than both of us. So definitely get in the Discord if you actually have questions about daily fantasy or just want to learn from smarter people that are, I would say truly many of the smartest people that are consistently winning the slates are in the Discord somewhere. So join us, DM either of us. We'll give you a link.
They're not in these 4 walls, but they are in the Discord. So make sure you head over there. I'm on Twitter at Fake Moods. DJ's at DJ_Mitchell94. Please subscribe to my newsletter at moods.beehive.com. And that's about it. We will be back on Tuesday. From Doug, from DJ, from myself. Have a good Thursday slate, everybody. And we will see you.
You're saying they're looking like an idiot.
Well, is that any different than normal?
This is the first time I will admit was unbelievably wrong.